So, welcome to all the devotees to our weekly Bhakti Vaibhav class. So, last week we just completed chapter 25, wherein being requested by Mother Devahuti, wherein Mother Devahuti wanted to know about Bhakti, especially what kind of Bhakti she is supposed to do in order to attain Lord Kapila very easily. And also, she wants to know about Jnana and Yoga, which are being practiced by people in general. So then Lord Kapila already talked about bhakti. What kind of bhakti Mother Devahuti is supposed to practice? By such bhakti, what kind of destination one will attain? And what are the different divisions and different destinations and different things, etc. Everything explained in the previous chapter. Now, in chapter 26, he is going to talk about jnana. We can also call it as Sankhya Yoga, the analytical study of 28 elements, which are also briefly introduced in Bhagavad Gita, which are elaborated by Lord Kapila now in this 26th chapter. So, based on this knowledge, one develops sufficient vairagya from this material world. Then one takes some to serious austerities. With the knowledge, detachment, and serious austerities, one will attain liberation, moksha. And then that is explained in the 27th chapter. Then 28th chapter talks about the practices of Ashtanga yogis. What do you mean by Ashtanga yoga and how to practice? What is the destination? How one attains perfection, etc. Everything is explained in the 28th chapter. So in that way, these 4 chapters are connected to the various questions asked by Mother Devahuti. So last week we just started this chapter. So as an introduction, we saw how these things are connected to each other. In Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, Lord Krishna briefly gives the distinction between the body and the soul, matter and spirit. So when you extend them further, the spirit includes Jivatma, Paramatma, Kala, and Prakruti. The matter includes 24 material elements. That means the human body. So 24 plus 4, 28. So there is a detailed discussion about these 28 elements in this chapter. That is the subject matter of this chapter. So then in the first sloka, Lord Kapila telling that I will describe the nature of these 28 elements in detail, knowing which one can be freed from the gunas of Prakriti. Prakriter guna vimuccheta purushaha. So one who understands what is what, one becomes careful while dealing with them. That is the overall idea. So one who understands the nature of the 28 elements, there is a good possibility that one can become freed from the 3 modes of material nature. When one actually acts in that platform, not just knowing theoretically, but acting on the platform. And then Jnanam Nishraya Sardaya Purushasyatma Darshana Yad Ahur Varnaya Yatatte Hrudaya Granthi Bedanam. So I'll explain to you the knowledge of the Atma, the Supreme Lord. That means basically, I'll explain to you the knowledge of the 28 elements, starting with Paramatma, the Supreme Lord. For what purpose? For attaining the highest goal. The understanding of these 20 elements is supposed to lead to the highest goal, that is moksha, which they say cuts the knot of the heart. Our attachment to this material world is being cut, and one will go back to God. That is the overall understanding. So this is where we stopped last week, and we will go ahead today from text number 3 onwards. Now text number 3 onwards, Lord Kapila is going to explain the characteristics, qualities, activities, roles, and responsibilities of all these 28 elements in sequence, one after the other. So first, from text number 3 to 8, he will talk about 3 elements: Isvara, Jiva, Prakruti, and the interconnection between these 3 elements. He will explain in these 6 verses. First, about Isvara. Anadir Atma Purusho Nirguna Prakrite Para Pratyek Dama Swayam Jyotir Vishwam Ena Samanvitam. Yeah, this verse talks about various characteristics and attributes of the Supreme Lord, Isvara, the first of the 28 elements. So, what are his attributes? This Atma is the Purusha. Atma, Purushaha. And what are his qualities? He is eternal, Anadi. He has no beginning. He is without material qualities, Nirguna. He has all transcendental spiritual qualities only, no material qualities. Since he is beyond Prakruti, why he has the qualities beyond him, three gods, three modes, material nature? Because he is situated beyond Prakruti. Prakrite Paraha. He is not within three modes. He is actually situated beyond three modes. So then, so where he is situated? If he is situated beyond the three modes of material nature, what is his nature? He is beyond the senses. We cannot understand through our material senses. Because he is beyond three modes, our senses are within three modes. So they are both are incompatible to each other. So our senses can never understand the Supreme Lord. And then, but where does he stay? He has his own spiritual abode, Pratyek Dhama. And how does he stay there? Swayam Jyotir. He is self-effulgent. One may say that. Does he need sun, moon, etc., etc.? No, not required. He is Swayam Jyoti. He is self-effulgent. He does not need all these things that we need. And so, if he is staying outside the three modes of material nature, outside the person's perception, and he has his own Dhamma, what is the connection between that Dhamma and our Dhamma? From whom this universe owned by him appears. He is staying in his own Dhamma, and from him comes this material world in which we are staying, which we consider as our Dhamma. That means he is the source of our Dhamma, and he has his own Dhamma. So, like that. These are different attributes of Supreme Lord. So, this verse talks about Mahavishnu, the different attributes and qualities of Mahavishnu. The Supreme Person is eternal, without material qualities, because he is situated beyond Prakriti, Prakriti Paraha. And then he is beyond all material senses. We cannot experience him, we cannot perceive him through our material senses. What was that verse from Nectar of Devotion? Atas Sri Krishna Namadi Nabavet Grahyam Indriyai. With our senses, we can never ever understand him. How we can understand? Sevon Mukehi Jivado Swayam Eva Spuratyada. When we engage our senses in his service, he will reveal himself within the core of our heart. Not from externally, but from within, he will be revealed. That is his nature. That is only possible when we completely engage ourselves in Lord's service. Then, he has an abode in the causal ocean. He is Mahavishnu, the Lord of Prakriti. He is self-manifesting, Swayam Jyotihi, from whom this universe, which is owned by him, appears. We discussed elaborately about this. How does the universe manifest from Karnadaksha Vishnu in the beginning of the third canto? So these are the attributes of Mahavishnu. Now, what was the last point? Pratyek Dvama Swayam Jyotir Vishwam Ena Samanvitam. This material universe manifested from Mahavishnu. And then Prakrite Paraha. He is situated beyond Prakriti. So now, his connection with this material universe has been indicated. And now next verse talks about his connection with Prakriti and Prakriti's connection with the universe. These things are indicated. Lord Vishnu, Prakriti, and the universe. And the universe is manifested from him. So now we should know what is Prakriti. From where Prakriti manifested? Is there any connection between the Prakriti and material universe? तो उसके बारे में चर्चा आएगा. सायेषा प्रकृतिं सूक्ष्मां दैवीं गुणमयीं विभुम् यदृच्छयैवोपगताम् अभ्यपद्यत लीलया. Saesha Prakritim Sukshmam Daivim Gunamayim Vibhu. It is Lord's Prakriti. The Prakriti consists of three gunas. As a pastime, Leelaya, Paramatma, that is Mahavishnu, the powerful Lord, accepted Prakriti. Prakritim Abhyapadyata. Who is Prakriti? Prakriti is made up of three gunas. Gunamayim, composed of three gunas. And Sukshma also, subtle in state. Prakriti means it is not an object to say, hey, this is Prakriti. It is very, very subtle, very difficult to define what it is. But it is composed of three gunas. And whom does it belong to? It belongs to Supreme Lord. Daivim. Mama Maya Durataya. Durataya. The Daivi Prakriti, because it is Lord's Prakriti, Lord's energy. Whom he contacted by his will. Yadruchaya eva upagatam. So previously it is said that Vishwam ena samanvitam. The universe has been manifested from him. How? By the contact of Prakriti, the Vishwam manifested. By glancing upon Prakriti, the Supreme Lord created the universe. That is the connection between the Supreme Lord, Prakriti, and the universe. So in that way. Interaction of the Lord with Prakriti. By his own will, the Lord accepts Prakriti as a pastime. Paramatma containing Prakriti by his own will, since it is his own energy, accepted Prakriti as a pastime when he desired to create the universe for the Jivas bound by karmas. Now, one more point is revealed. Why did he create material universe? For the Baddha Jivas. Baddha Jivas need a place to stay. Baddha Jivas need a place to exercise their free will. So, uske liye, Bhagavan accepted one of his energies, which is known as Prakriti. Unko accept karke, unke dwara, he created this material universe, wherein the Baddha Jivas can stay and exercise their free will and then do whatever they want. This means he glanced at Prakriti and he impregnated Prakriti with Baddha Jivas along with their karmas, so that Baddha Jivas can take birth within Prakriti and fulfill their desires and exercise their free will. So that is the connection. So next verse. So when Mahavishnu glancing upon Prakriti impregnated all the Jivas into the womb of Prakriti, then Prakriti gave rise to unlimited universes, unlimited planetary systems, unlimited living entities, etc. etc. Then what happened to Jiva, who was given to Prakriti? Now the relationship between Jiva with Prakriti, with the Supreme Lord and all, they are kind of indicated. Gunair vichitra srujatim sarupa prakritim praja vilokya mumuhe sadya sa iha jnana guhaya. Seeing Prakriti, which creates bodies of the living beings, similar to itself, but with great variety through the gunas, Jiva becomes immediately bewildered by avidya. So the understanding is, when Mahavishnu glanced upon Prakruti, through that glance, Mahavishnu impregnated Prakriti with the unlimited living entities. First of all, Prakriti gives rise to 24 elements. Then by combining them, Mahavishnu forms unlimited universes. Then he enters into each and every universe as Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Then from Garbhodaksha Vishnu, there appears the lotus. He enters into that lotus as Hirodaksha Vishnu. Then on top of the lotus, Lord Brahma appears. Lord Brahma uses the same 24 elements with which different variety of material bodies are formed. So in each and every material body, there is a Jiva residing. Now the Jiva, who is looking at his own body, looking at the material world, and looking at the Prakriti. It is Prakriti who gave rise to 24 elements. The same 24 elements coming together formed the universal shell. The same 24 elements coming together formed the 14 planetary systems which are there in the universe. The same 24 elements coming together formed human body, Devata body, animal body, Pashu, Pakshi, everything, etc. So when Jiva looking at all these things, he sees Prakriti everywhere, but in variety. The Prakriti only everywhere, the same quality, same nature, same modes, but variety. There is variety. Something looking like a human being, something looking like an animal, something looking like a plant, something looking like the home, something looking like the planet, something looking like a abode, and all these things are there. These are all Prakritis, different forms, different manifestation. That's what is mentioned. Seeing Prakriti, which creates bodies of the living entities, which are similar to Prakriti herself. The Prakriti also consisting of 24 elements. Our body is also consisting of 24 elements. Dono ka same hai, but with great variety through gunas. The Jiva becomes immediately bewildered by avidya. So what does avidya do? Jnana guhaya. Avidya covers our real knowledge. What is the real knowledge? Sorry? The real knowledge is all about our true identity. So that is covered. And because our true knowledge is covered and we are engaged in a particular material body, we start identifying with that material body. Now we say, I'm a human being, I'm this, I'm that. So like that. But our originality is forgotten. It is lost somewhere. We don't know where it has gone. It has been completely covered by Prakriti. Sa here the Sadhya Mumhe. As soon as Jiva comes into the material world, one's true identity is covered. Seeing Prakriti, the Jiva who is situated within the Prakriti, immediately at the time of contacting Prakriti becomes bewildered, forgetting his Swarupa since he is connected to the functions of avidya belonging to Prakriti. So as soon as Jiva comes into material world, as soon as Jiva wakes up in the material world, Jiva loses all knowledge. But sometimes one remember this knowledge when, though the Jiva is eternally connected with avidya, Jiva was in some realization of his Swarupa at the time of destruction. As long as Jiva was taking rest within the body of Mahavishnu before the creation, Jiva knew that I am Atma. At that time there was no body. At least he knew that I am Atma during that time. And at other time, Jiva also get a glimpse that I am not this body during deep sleep. In deep sleep, we completely forget who we are. We kind of lose our identity with the material body and material identity. That is there little bit in deep sleep, but to a great extent in the destruction time when we are in the body of Karnaksha Vishnu before the creation began. So that's what is indicated here. Though the Jiva is eternally connected with Avidya, Jiva was in some realization of his Swarupa at the time of destruction before the creation. Just as the Jiva when sleeping realizes his Swarupa a little, which he forgets at the beginning of creation. So as long as one is inside the body of Karnaksha Vishnu, we remember that we are Atma, we are not the body. But when we come out of Mahavishnu's glance, enter into the womb of Prakriti, when we get a new material body, we start identifying with that material body. Before that, we had some knowledge, but afterwards we have completely forgotten. How it is? Later and very soon, in the 31st chapter, we are going to read this. Tatra labda smritir daivat karma janma shatodbhavam. When the soul enters into the womb of a mother, day by day, the soul develops the body. When the soul reaches 7 months within the womb, the soul starts remembering who he is, who are he or she, whatever. Bhagavatam says that one remembers about one's 100 previous lives from 7th month to 9th month. For 2 months, we have the complete knowledge of who we were, what we were doing in our past 100 lifetimes, not 1, 2. Tatra, there, in there, the womb. Labda Smritir, one remember the memory. What kind of memory? How? Daivat, by the influence of Daiva. What is that? Karma, Janma Shata Udbhavam. In what we used to do in our past 100 lifetimes, we remember. Every living entity from 7 to 9 months. We remember that. Everyone remembers. Whatever they did, पाया से तो पाया, sinful है sinful. जो भी किया वो याद आएगा. Who prayed and all will see ना 31st chapter. तभी हम देखते हैं कौन pray किया. There is only some connection. Just like when the Jivatma is in the body of Karmadakshi Vishnu, and remember that I am Jivatma. Just like when Jivatma is in the womb of mother, one remembers what one is in the previous 100 lifetimes. So some connection I put it. Then what happened next? After that, 23rd verse, same chapter, it says that Tenava Srushtaha Sahasa Kritva Vak Shira Atura Vinishkranti Krichurena Niruchvaso Hatasmrtihi. Pushed strongly by the birth air with the head downward in great pain, the Jiva emerges with great difficulty without breathing and without memory of his previous birth. Then after once 9 months are over, during the 9th and 10th month, at the beginning of the 10th month, the Jiva is pushed out of the womb by Prasuti Vata. While coming out, one forgets what one was in the last 100 births. One only remembers as long as one is in the womb. As soon as one comes out, one completely forgets. Sometimes, some rare examples, some people remember who are there in their immediate previous life. And that too for a few years, maybe up to 5-6 years. After they forget that also. But for few more years, they have some memories carried forward. Otherwise, in general, everyone will forget all their memories when they come out of the womb. Same way, even though we may remember that we are Atma while we are in the body of Karnadaksha Vishnu, but when we enter into a particular universe, when we get a material body, we forget who we really are. Our true identity is completely covered. This is what happens. Thus, Prakruti creates the living beings of great variety by the three gunas. So by giving us different variety of bodies, Prakruti makes us think that there is a different variety of living entities. So like that. This is how Jiva becomes bewildered when comes into material world. So then what happens because of the bewilderment? What happens? Evam paravidhyanena kartrutvam prakrute puma karmashu kriyamaneshu guner atmani manyate. Yeah. One important point here, the Jiva thinks himself the doer of activities. He thinks that I am the Karta, Kartrutvam. I am the doer. I am the Karta. which are actually done by the gunas. Gunair karmashu kriyamaneshu, by false identification with Prakriti. Prakriti para abhidhyanena. The understanding is, when Jiva comes into material world, one is given a material body. As long as one is in that material body, one identifies with the material body. Currently, we are all in the human body. If somebody asks, who are you? We say, I'm a human being. First of all, we say that I'm a human being. That is called para abhidhyanena. We're actually not human being, but we are thinking ourselves as human being. That is a wrong identity, wrong assumption. Jivera Swarupai Krishnera Nityadas. That is the real identity. But to the Bulge. And now our identity is, I am this body. And the next question. And we are doing so many things. And we say that I am the doer. I am doing this, I am doing that, I am doing that. But according to Tattva, everything is done by three modes of material nature. Because it is the three modes which are expanding themselves into 24 elements. We discussed elaborately in the previous chapters. The three modes are expanding themselves as Chitta, Ahankara, Buddhi, Man, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, 5 Panchamahabhutas, 5 Tanmatras. So one among them is mouth. The mouth appeared from Ahankara in the mode of passion. And the mouth speaks. And we say that I am speaking. I am not speaking. The mouth is speaking. The mouth, which was a byproduct of the Prakriti, is speaking. It means whatever we do, whether walking or speaking or giving something and taking back and do anything that we do, they are all done by the 24 elements which are created by Prakriti. That means whatever we do is actually done by Prakriti. That's what is mentioned. Evam para abhidhyanena kartutvam prakrite puman karmashu kriyamaneshu guner atmani manyate. All these activities are actually done by three gunas. But we say that I am the doer because I am identifying with the material body which is made up of 24 elements which are made up of three gunas of Prakriti. This is the problem we are in. This is all because of the bewilderment. Same. Same verse. The bewildered Jiva thinks that he is the doer because of the identification Prakriti. Because we say that I am the doer because I am identified with this body. Just as one imitates the people who dance and sing, one identifies Prakriti as the body and the body as the self. So an example is given. So when you go to a drama or a movie theater, you like one of the characters in the movie. When you come out of the theater, you start acting like that, you start dancing like that, you start posing like them. Because you like that person so much, you want to be like that person. Something like that. Because when we enter into this body, we identify this body so much, and we say that I am doing this, I am doing that, which are actually done by the body. So like that. Just as one imitates people who dance and sing, one identifies Prakriti as the body and the body as the self. We say that I am a human being because we are living this body. But this body itself is made up of three gunas, which are nothing but Prakriti. That means this Prakriti, this body actually belongs to Prakriti, not to me. By such identification, one thinks oneself the doer of activities such as seeing, which are done by the gunas. But actually the activities are done by gunas. So there are multiple things are happening. One thing, as soon as we come into Prakriti, we have forgotten our original identity and we have developed a new identity based on the body in which we are living. And because of the new identity, we are saying that I am the doer. मैं कर रहा हूँ, मैं कर रहा हूँ, मैं कर रहा हूँ, मैं कर रहा हूँ, मैं करता हूँ, मैं करता हूँ, मैं करता हूँ. Then as a result of that, what is happening? Tadasya samspurye bandha paratantram cha tatkritam Bhavanti akarturishasya sakshino nirvitatmana. So here he says that the misconception is what? Wrong identity. I am this body. And the second level of that is I am the doer. This misconception leads to the bondage for the Jiva, who is actually not the doer. Akartur. Jiva is actually Akarta. Karta is the material body. Because we are identifying with the body, whatever body is doing, we say I am doing. And Akarta becomes Karta. But only the witness. Jiva is not a Karta, is actually Akarta and remains a witness, Sakshi. It leads to self-related dependence on material enjoyment. Though he is an energy of the Lord and it leads to birth and death. Though he has a form of bliss. That basically, though Jiva is Akarta, Jiva is a witness. Because of the wrong identity with the body, the Jiva becomes Karta. And that Karsa makes the Jiva bound in this material world. So then he used two sentences saying that this kind of bondage or this kind of misconception leads to self-created dependence on material enjoyment. So it will get self-created material enjoyment. Actually, Jiva has nothing to do with material enjoyment. Jiva is a witness to this material world. But because of our wrong imposition of ourselves as part of this material world, product of this material world, and three modes of material nature, we are bound in this material world. We are subjected to bondage in the material world. So one second. This understanding leads to self-created bondage or dependence for material enjoyment because I'm in this body, I'm the doer, and hence I'm supposed to be the enjoyer of the fruits of my activities. Obviously, it will come. So one becomes dependent on one's enjoyment. Though one is the energy of the Lord, though one is Isha, but this kind of material enjoyment leads to repeated birth and death. If you do material enjoyment, we are forced to take birth again and again by karma. Though one has a form of bliss. Jiva, in one's constitutional position, one is made up of Sachidananda. Always supposed to be in Ananda. But because we take material bodies, we go through difficulties. That is what is true. Yes, bro. Who? By whose will? Who is doing? I don't know. Kapil Dev is telling. Let us write a mail to Kapil Dev. Jiva is witness. We'll get to know more details about this particular concept when we come to fourth canto. There is a big story, allegorical story of Puranjana. That whole story is all about this. How Jiva is only witness. How Jiva is not the doer, but how he becomes entangled in this material world. That is elaborated in that particular. Even we can understand. Just now I said, who is speaking now? Huh? Who came from Bark to Grant Road? No, he did not come. His body has come. In the soul was attached to this body, soul also came along with the body. Something like that. So it is little difficult to understand, but we need to be a little philosophical. I mean, it is not so easy to just philosophically statement is there, but cannot. ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? Because I am there, I am desiring. Unless until my desire is there, nothing will happen. ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? How can I be Sakshi? But actually, we are Sakshi. Because the whole essence of the next canto, fourth canto, that allegorical story is all about, there's Jivatma. Jivatma is looking for Ananda. The definition of Jivatma is Anandamayo Abhyasa or Anandamaya Purusha. Jivatma is looking for Ananda. Bas, utna hi hai. So while he is looking for Ananda here and there, the body, the leader of the body, Chitta and Buddhi, comes in front of the Jivatma and they promise the Jivatma. So my dear friend, please stay here. Stay in my palace. I'll give you all variety of Ananda. 24/7. I promise you that I will take care of you. I'll provide all your requirements. I'll provide you Ananda for the rest of eternity. That was the promise given by Chitta and Buddhi to Jivatma. And Chitta and Buddhi combined together are called as Puranjani. Puranjani. So Puranjani promises Puranjana, saying that you stay in this Pura, I will guarantee you that I will give you all Ananda that you are looking for. First, Jiva entered into that Pura and he became Purusha. Purusha means Pura Tishtati iti Purusha. He is staying in that Pura is called Purusha. What kind of Pura? Navadvara Pure Dehi. That city consisting of 9 gates. And here is called as Puranjana. Puranjana means Pura Ranjeti iti Puranjana. That Jiva who entering into that Navadvara Pura trying to enjoy. He is called Puranjana. He needs Ananda. That Ananda is given by the entire Pura made up of 24 elements headed by Chitta and Buddhi. That's all. Chitta is different from Mana. We'll understand. आज हम चर्चा करेंगे. What is Chitta? Yes, Chitta is consciousness. Chitta is different. Mana is different. Both are different. Obviously. Jivata is different. Chitta is different. Mana is different. Buddhi is different. Ahankara is different. Everything is different. That's why Jivata is defined as witness. He is witness of everything that is happening around him, in front of him. He needs Ananda. That Ananda, the Chitta and Buddhi promise that will give you Ananda. And they are doing so many things to give Ananda to Chitta. Sometimes they are eating prasadam, sometimes they are hearing some katha, sometimes they are dancing, sometimes they are walking, sometimes they are running, sometimes they are working, sometimes they are sitting in front of laptop and working hard, sometimes they are sitting in front of TV watching movies, sometimes they are going to ground and playing cricket, sometimes they are going to water pond play swimming. Why? There is one person sitting there, unka Ananda chahiye. These are different means of providing Ananda to that person. No one cheating, no one. You have come to a guest home. The guest is promising that I'll take care of you. The guest can take care of you to the extent whatever they have facilities. They can't give you beyond their capacity. You should understand that. What is their capacity? What do they have? That much only they can give you. They can offer you. Uske upar nahi kar sakte. If you are expecting something superior to that, you have wrong expectations. Detachment छोड़ दो, सब कुछ छोड़ दो. Finally, just analytically understand. You come out of that and see as a witness, then you will understand everything. that's what. You may not be able to see, but you that is theoretically understand. Eventually, you will realize it. First, समझो, समझने के लिए प्रयास करो. बाद में you try to experience. So let us see. Long way to go. We'll see what Lord Kapila is trying to say. This misconception leads to his one's bondage and repeated birth and death. That is called samsuti. In Sanskrit, samsara and samsuti are synonyms to each other. Both words have same meaning. The conception of being the doer by the Jiva, who actually is not the doer. Previously we saw Jiva is Akarta and Sakshi. But he thinks that I am the doer. Because one identifies with the material body. Okay? The conception of being the doer by the Jiva, who actually is not the doer, since he is only a witness. And then one is bound. If we say that I am the witness, I am not the doer, there will be no bondage to the Jiva. The moment we say that I am this body, I am the doer, and hence I am the enjoyer, there is bondage. There is karma. There is repeated cycle of birth and death. बस उतना ही. Then come out. Na? Solution is only to come out. As long as you are connected to it, there is a bondage. If you don't want the bondage, don't identify with that. काम किसके लिए कौन कर रहा है काम? Who is doing the work? We are not doing any work. Jiva is Akarta and Jiva is Sakshi. Every activity is being done by the body itself. Jiva is not doing anything. For example, I'll tell you same example. A guest comes to your home. Does the guest work hard? Okay. Simple. Guest will never work. Guest is not supposed to work. That is the rule. Whoever guest comes is treated like a king. And inside Mataji is cooking very hard in the kitchen and tells Prabhuji, please go and get some milk, go and get some sabji, get this, get that, because they are all over now. Start nahi kitchen mein. So Prabhuji running here and there and getting from market. So घर वाले सब कुछ काम कर रहे हैं. Who is going to release the feast? Guest. Same thing is happening with us. The entire body is working very hard to provide ananda, which the body promised at the beginning. Promise किया ना, उसको fulfill करना पड़ेगा. इसलिए नहीं कर रहा है, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, इसलिए सब कुछ कर रहा है. कभी मूवी थिएटर जा रहे हैं, कभी जिम जा रहे हैं, कभी ग्राउंड पे जा रहे हैं, कभी खेलने के लिए जा रहे हैं, कभी स्विमिंग के लिए जा रहे हैं, कभी जा रहे हैं, कभी बात करने पे जा रहे हैं, कभी काम करने के लिए जा रहे हैं, कभी कंप्यूटर के सामने बैठ रहे हैं, कब कुछ काम कर रहे हैं, प्रोग्रामिंग कर रहे हैं, कब मीटिंग में जा रहे हैं, कभी इधर जा रहे हैं, कभी उधर जा रहे हैं. सब किसके लिए? आत्मा के आनंद देने के लिए बस. इन थ्रू वेराइटी. कभी सो रहे हैं, वो भी आत्मा को आनंद देने के लिए. बस गेस्ट को खुश करने के लिए घर वाले बहुत कुछ काम कर रहे हैं. घर में कितना लोग हैं? 24 लोग हैं. चित्ता, अहंकारा, मन, बुद्धि, कफाई ज्ञानेंद्रिया, 24 लोग मदद का एक दूसरे को मदद करते हुए बहुत कष्ट कर रहे हैं गेस्ट को खुश करने के लिए. हाँ, जीवा तो साक्षी है. Technically, Jiva is nothing to do with karma. घूम रहे because the Jiva is identifying with this body. And whatever the body is doing, the Jiva is saying, I am doing. Then, result. अभी घर में गेस्ट के लिए खाना बना रहे. घर में एक बट पैसा नहीं. घर में से एक आदमी जाकर वो शॉप वाला पुलिस को हमने किया. पुलिस आ गया. एक्चुअली पुलिस किसको पकड़ना चाहिए? जो चोरी करके आया उनको पकड़ना चाहिए. पर उनको पकड़ने के पहले एक गेस्ट बोल रहे हैं ये सब मेरा आदमी है. इनको आप पकड़ नहीं सकते, इनको आप टच नहीं कर सकते। ये लोग जो भी किया वो मेरे लिए किया, तो इनके लिए पूरा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मेरा है। तो देन पुलिस whom they will catch, इनको कैच करके लेके जाएंगे, तो ये विल बी सब्जेक्टेड टू because I am saying that 24 लोग मेरा है, they are mine and they are working for me, it is my responsibility to take care of them. गलती किया वो रिजल्ट भोग रही है, they said they are mine. When you say they are not mine, then who will get the punishment? जिसने चोरी किया वो ओनर विल गेट पनिशमेंट। हाँ, जो 24 में से कौन सा चोरी किया वो उसको वो पनिशमेंट मिलेगा, इनको गिफ्ट को नहीं मिलेगा। When the guest says that I am only the guest here, I have nothing to do with what they are doing, then only the person who did will get. When the guest says that I am the master, I am the control, they are all mine, then he get the punishment.
Prabhuji, the voice is quite low.
But we are able to hear all of you.
Prabhuji, somehow the voice is very low.
Now,
in between it is like going in.
Oh, sorry, that could be because of the internet issues. What about other devotees? All of you are able to hear us?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, we are able to hear you, but others who are speaking, we can't hear them.
Because they have not taken prasadam. They don't have any energy. They are very weak. So they need some Mahaprasad. So they are requesting all of you to send some prasad so that they can speak loudly. They did not have lunch.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So devotees online, any questions? You are able to follow what we are discussing?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Only in
Prabhuji.
between cut off, that's all. Again and again I have to rejoin. Hare Krishna.
Sorry. So it is like that. This is philosophical discussion. It takes little time to understand practically how it is and all, but this is the truth. As long as we identify with the body in which we are residing, we are held responsible for everything that is being in the body. Then Vidya ko pao. Gain knowledge and be situated in your own self. Don't identify with somebody else. Don't depend upon somebody else. How long you want to depend upon? Become independent. It is not put like that. In spite of being situated in the body, don't be attached to it. Remain guest. Don't become the part of the family. That's what, na? If you remain guest, you will never say that. These are mine, they don't touch them. You will never say. When you remain guest, गलती उन्होंने किया उनको पकड़ो. I am just guest here. So we are guests in this material world. We discuss this elaborately. So as long as we remain guests, we are safe. The moment we say that I belong to this place is mine, I belong to this place, they are gone. So like that. And one more thing, just as the king's associate is addressed as a king, like king. Today we may not say, but in the past, king messages will come to village. What they will say? Raja ka doot aa gaya. Even though he is a duta, but he will get the same respect that of the Raja. And whatever he says, it is the word of Raja. It is not his own word. Raja ka, Raja ka. Same way, the Jiva since belongs to the Supreme Lord, is also called as Isha. Ishasya. Then Jiva is also an Amsha of the Supreme Lord. Jiva belongs to the Supreme Lord. Jiva is also called as Isha, the master. The control may be limited. So Jiva is called as Kshetrajna. Paramatma is also called as Kshetrajna Chapamam Vidhi Sarvakshetreshu Bharata. So something like that. That Jiva, though he is the Shakti of the Supreme Lord, creates his bondage by actions and becomes dependent on material enjoyment. Though he has a swarupa of happiness, the bliss personified. Jiva is bliss personified. सच्चिदानंद स्वरूपी को छोड़ के यहाँ पर आकर मेटेरियल बॉडी से आइडेंटिफाई कर दिया, बस हो गया. He is subjected to birth and death. As a result of that, one is subjected to birth and death. Atma in its constitutional position has no birth and no death. We identify the body. Actually, birth and death belongs to whom? It's simple. It is body only. But we say that I am born and died. I am never born. I am died. But we say I am born and died because my body is going through birth. So, whatever is happening with the body, we are identifying with that. We say that how old are you? But whose age is that? Is that the age of the soul? Then we say I am 42 years old or 43 years old. Our word only says our identity. So it's very strong, very deep rooted. से बाहर आना. So then, how this happening? How this misconception and bondage and all these things are happening? The doership mentality and the karma and all these things are happening. Karya karana kartrutve karanam prakruti mudu bhoktrutve sukha dukkhanam purusham prakrute param. First of all, become a learned man. Okay? When you become a learned man, you understand what is being told in this verse. What is told in this verse? Karya karana kartrutve karanam prakritim viduhu. A learned man will understand the cause of karya karana kartrutva is prakriti. All of you studied your mother tongue. All of you must have studied grammar in your school. Yes. In all our mother tongue, we have these three terms: karya, karana, kartrutva. So what do you mean by karya in your respect to mother tongue? Or when you translate it into Hindi or English? Karya. There are three words: karya, karana, kartrutva. What is the meaning of all these three words? भूल गया क्या स्कूल का ग्रामर? कर्ता कर्म क्रिया बोलते हैं ना, वही तीन है. तो इसमें बताओ कौन सा कर्ता है, कौन सा कर्म है, कौन सा क्रिया है? Don't go into them. Just here there are three words: karya, karana, kartrutva. In our regular mother tongue, we have three words: karta, karma, kriya. So in तीनों को match the following. Yes, Hare Krishna. We have matched the following question here. आपसे पूछ रहे. There are three words here: karya, karana, kartrutva. Here three words: karta, karma, kriya. Match the following. You can write down and match the following and tell us when you are done with. Huh? Karanam is kriya. Okay, then. Karya is kriya. Then. Don't go into meanings. Here you have three, match the following. Karya, karana, kartrutve, karta, karma, kriya. क्या भूल गया? हाँ Okay, then we complete the information. Don't stop. थ्री को मैच करके बता दो। डिवोटीज ऑनलाइन आप लोग भी कुछ ट्राई कीजिए। आप लोग बड़ा बड़ा विद्वान लोग हैं, अभी इतना छोटा प्रश्न का उत्तर नहीं दे सकते। You should tell before everyone could answer. You are going to school?
Prabhuji, karma is karya. Prabhuji, karma is karya,
हाँ,
and you told karta, and the next one is
क्रिया क्रिया
kriya is karan, Prabhuji.
क्रिया is कारण. Okay, and then
And third one, Prabhuji. Kartatva is like, you know,
हाँ,
karma is karya, karta
हाँ,
is karan,
हाँ.
and then third, yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I'll give you one cent.
One second, Prabhuji, just wait.
Okay,
We'll come
okay.
to you. Yes. Here, one student is saying that karta is kartrutva and karma is karya.
Arya.
Kriya is
Karan.
karana. Yeah, Prabhuji, you are also saying same thing or different?
Yeah, I was quoting one sentence only. I am reading a book.
Ah.
I is karta.
Huh?
I am is karta. Subject.
Okay.
Reading is activity, karma. And book is object.
You are
That
getting
is-
into English grammar. Please
Yeah,
come to our mother tongue grammar. Whatever
Okay.
is your mother tongue.
Okay.
My mother tongue is Telugu. And
Achha.
yours maybe Hindi or whatever. So in your mother tongue, whatever grammar you have studied in school, from of you please. Karta karma kriya ko ye teen se match
That is
कीजिए.
karta karma kriya pad.
हाँ.
Subject, object, and
No English. Don't use English.
okay.
Don't get
Karta
into
karma kriya.
Angrezi also.
Karta karma kriya pad.
Yeah, she said rightly. Karta is a doer. He is kartrutve. Okay. Karma is the activity being done. Yeah, activity or action being done. Okay, that is karya. And kriya, जिसके द्वारा कार्य संपन्न, it is through karana. So let us see how it is. Little technical, but you will enjoy this if you understand it. So now you will not have any question. After this, you should not have any question. They say that.
Prabhuji,
Yes, mother.
Prabhuji,
Yes,
your
mother.
voice na, it's like your voice is sometimes very okay, sometimes it is reducing, you know, like it is
My
going very
voice
low.
is always same only, but unfortunately, internet is not proper.
Okay,
Sometimes
Prabhuji,
internet is
no
good,
problem.
sometimes
Yes.
internet is not good.
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji, no problem.
Sorry for that. So they, who are they? Wise people. They say that with who? Prakruti is the cause of the Jiva's actions. How Prakruti is Jiva's cause of actions? Being the cause of the body. It is Prakruti is giving us the body. The material body, which is made up of Pancha Mahabhutas. The body is made up of Pancha Mahabhutas. What are the Pancha Mahabhutas? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. These Pancha Mahabhutas are the Karya. कर्ता कर्म क्रिया में कार्य कौन है? कर्ता कर्म क्रिया में अभी जस्ट नो वी डिड द मैच कर्ता कर्म क्रिया कर्ता कर्म क्रिया में हु इज कार्य? कर्ता कर्ता इधर भी करता है, दोनों करता ही है।
क्रिया
कर्म, कर्ता कर्म क्रिया ना, कर्म इज कार्य. Okay. Okay. Then senses are called karana. In one sense, karana means instrument. Okay. When you do an activity, for example, she is writing. Okay. In that writing, there are two things are involved. Our hands are involved. The pencil is also involved. The pen and pencil are not instruments which are used to write something. But she can only write only as long as she has the hand. The hand is part of the body. Okay. So the body, the hand is karya. The karana is the instrument. So from the external point of view, you are writing with the help of the hand. But when you go a little bit inside, there is something called as the gross body, something called as subtle body. The gross body is made up of Panchamahabhutas. The subtle body is made up of 14 senses, not Manbuddhi Ahankara. That is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam, the subtle body means 14 senses. Manbuddhi Ahankara Chetana, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas. So in writing, she will take the help of Jnanendriyas also, Karmendriyas also. Because for the writing, she has to see. For writing, the hand should have the capacity to hold the pencil and write. The ability to write is the activity of the Karmendriya, Asta. But Asta may be there. If her hand is paralyzed, even though Karmendriya is inside, but her gross body is not functioning, she can't write. So gross body should all function. So in that way. The gross body is Karya, subtle body is Karana. The subtle body has 14 senses. The senses are acting as the instruments with which you can perform activities. And the sense devatas. We can only perform any activity only when there is the presence of devatas. Now in this room, for her to write something, the most important thing is light chahiye. Light ke bina, even though if she has notebook, even though she has the pencil, even though she has the gross body, the subtle body, everything is there, she can't write. तो देखने से तो क्या लिखेंगे, कहाँ लिखेंगे? लिखने के लिए हमको रोशनी चाहिए. तो देवतास का वहां पे रहना बहुत जरूरी है. Ahankara in the mode of goodness produces devatas. Ahankara in the mode of passion produces senses. Ahankara in the mode of ignorance produces Pancha Mahabhutas. सब कुछ हो गया. Pancha Mahabhutas are Karya. Ahankara in the mode of ignorance. The senses are Karana. Ahankara in the mode of passion. And the devatas are Kartrutva. They are in the mode of goodness. That means ultimately the doers are devatas. देवताओं के बिना हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, इसलिए the doer. For doing something we need the help of the instruments, our senses. Senses होने पर भी कार्य होने के लिए you need to be in the physical body. The physical body is the कार्य, जिसके वजह से कार्य संपन्न हो रहा है. उसके बिना if you are in a ghostly body you can't do anything. Your senses are intact. Devatas are also intact, but the ghost can't do anything. Cross body चाहिए. It's like the ghost enters into a person, and through that person, the ghost will do whatever want. So like that. So it's basically, it is from Prakruti, Mahatattva is produced. From Mahatattva, Ahankara is produced. From Ahankara comes all these elements. The sense devata, senses, and the Panchamahabhutas. So whatever we do, any small activity, we have 3 components, Karya, Karana, Kartritva. And all these things are produced from Prakruti. That means who are doing the activity? Prakruti only. We have इतना बात किया, इसमें soul का बात कहाँ है? सोल को जरूरत नहीं कुछ काम होने के लिए, और सोल से लेना देना नहीं। सोल को क्या चाहिए? आनंद चाहिए। तो आनंद देने का कार्य है इनका। कैसे आनंद दे रहे? कभी लिख के, कभी बैठ के, कभी बोल के, कभी सुन के, कभी देख के, कभी स्मेल करके, वो आनंद दे रहे हैं। That's why he's Sakshi. He's seeing how all these people are working very hard to give him Ananda. It is like that. So the great learned people say that Prakriti is the cause of the Jiva's actions, being the cause of the body, senses, and sense devatas. And they also say that the Supreme Lord, who is superior to Prakriti, is the cause of one's enjoyment and suffering of the Jiva. Ultimately, one needs the permission of Paramatma. Paramatma की permission के बिना है नहीं. So one's experience of anand, happiness or misery is because of Paramatma. So in that way, Paramatma का connection भी जोड़ दिया. Jiva is in the middle. This side Paramatma. This side Prakriti. Prakriti is giving us the body. That body is performing various activities by which Jiva can get Ananda. But Jiva is getting whatever is getting. Whatever they are able to offer, they are offering and is getting it. They will be able to get it only when there is Paramatma. It is under the supervision of Paramatma, this body is able to perform all the activities. What was that verse from Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter? Isvara sarvabhutanam hrudesh arjuna tishtati pramayan. This body is an antra. This body is an antra and it can perform various activities only as long as Paramatma sanctions. If Paramatma does not sanction, the antra cannot work. But by the way, the body is performing certain activity. That activity results in sometimes happiness, sometimes misery. Because this person is looking for Ananda and he is supposed to get. When we visit some home, all the family members are preparing something. So some व्यंजन स्वादिष्ट है, some व्यंजन खट्टा है, some व्यंजन कड़वा है, some व्यंजन मीठा भी है, और some व्यंजन बहुत तीखा है. So इनके लिए बना है, तो इनको तो स्वीकार करना ही पड़ेगा. खट्टा है तो खट्टा स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा, तो मीठा है तो मीठा स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा. ना नहीं बोल सकते, इनके लिए इतना कष्ट किया था. That is the life. That is what is happening. So Prakriti is the god of Jiva's actions, and the Lord is the cause of results of one's actions. The cause of the conditioned soul's material body and senses and the sense presenting devatas is the Prakriti. This is understood by the learned men. So you become learned, then you understand all these things. You study and you give presentation on this. The feelings of happiness and distress of the soul, who is transcendental by nature, are caused by the soul himself. The cause of actions and their results is Prakriti and the Supreme Lord. Because action is accomplished by the body, senses, and precedent deities of the senses. Prakriti is said to be the cause, since it is the cause of the body, senses, and senses. It is Prakriti which is giving us all these three divisions. Prakriti giving us Panchamahabhuta, Prakriti giving us 14 devatas, under whose supervision all the activities are accomplished. And the Jiva experiences the results of all activities by the sanction of Paramatma. So by the cooperation and coordination of Paramatma and Prakriti, the Jiva is able to get some so-called Ananda. It is not proper Ananda, so-called Ananda, for which Jiva came to this material. नहीं, मन का ऐसे मन कीड़ा है, मन कैसे अनुभव कर सकता है? मन स्टोर करते हैं, जो अनुभव होता है ना, अनुभव को स्टोर करते हैं. मन इज लाइक द स्टोर रूम. जब चाहे तब दिखाते हैं. तो पहले ही ये मिला था आपको. For example, today in the menu, halwa was there, na? You are not gone, but it was there is halwa. So when you see that halwa, so the mind will tell that you remember last halwa was there, and this time also they are making halwa. Mind will tell what you have gone through in the past. It will reveal to you now. So in that, good or bad, huh? देखते हैं हम कौन करता है. That is what is all about this chapter. Who experiences your. हाँ, हरे कृष्णा. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, can't hear you properly. Sometimes your voice is going low and sometimes proper.
All of you made a mistake by not coming to temple today.
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji, I was not feeling well. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, the internet का issue होगा, कुछ problem है internet का, इसलिए we are not able to. Here I'm speaking very loudly, beyond my ability.
प्रभु, I guess you're moving away from the microphone. ऐसा कुछ होगा शायद, पता नहीं.
There is no microphone only. I'm near to my laptop only. I'm not so far also. Is it better now?
Yeah, much better now.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah. So microphone तो इधर है, speaker तो इधर रहता है. So see, this topic may little technical, but the whole thing is, so instead of getting into technical words, kindly understand the concept. We have seen the creation very vividly. Some devotees also gave presentation, previous presentations. So our material body is made up of 24 material elements, and they are subgrouped into 3 divisions: Karya, Karana, Kartrutva. Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Dravya Shakti. Ahankara in the mode of goodness, Ahankara in the mode of passion, Ahankara in the mode of ignorance. So Karya means the material body which is made up of Pancha Mahabhutas. Karana means the subtle body. The first one is the gross body. 14 senses. 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, and 4 Antakaranas, Manbuddhi, Ahankara, and Chetana. And the third one, Kartrutve, that is Jnana Shakti. That is nothing but 14 devatas, which are produced from Ahankara in the mode of goodness. So with the help of these 3 people only, every activity that is being done in this material world is accomplished. Actually, the soul, none of the Jiva, everything that is done is by these 3 people. Karya, Karana, Kartrutva. ये 3 लोग हैं काम करने वाला सब कुछ. Soul is only simply a witness. Just like in any work, there is supervisor, there is staff. It is staff. Supervisor only gives the guidance. Supervisor, the staff only doing all the activity. But ultimately, since the supervisor are reporting, since the staff are reporting to supervisor, supervisor get the credit. Supervisor is doing very nicely nowadays. He's doing all the activities. But actually, who is doing the activity? Because supervisor taken the responsibility of the staff, he gets all the credit. Same way, because the soul identifies this body, soul gets all the credit of doing all the activities done by the body. But in reality, activities are done by the body. When the soul says that I am not the doer, I am only supervisor. Or to be in one step ahead, I am not the doer, I am not even the supervisor, I am only the guest. And then comes, then the soul is not the activity. As long as we show our connection with the body, our connection with the activity, We are bound in this material. So it is like that. Yes. They are supervisor. Under their supervision, activities being senses. Loud, उनको सुनना चाहिए. Yes, instruments are 14 subtle senses. The devatas are karta. Instruments are karana, and the body through which activity is being done is karya. Yeah, place of activity. Yeah, क्षेत्र. यहाँ पर कार्य संपन्न हो रहे. Gross body. Karya means gross body. Karana means subtle body. Kartrutva means all the devatas. Devatas are Jnana Shakti. The senses are Kriya Shakti. And the body, gross body is Dravya Shakti. Dravya Shakti made up of Pancha Mahabhutas. सब कुछ ignorance है. पूरा भौतिक जगत ignorance है. Ahankar. Okay, in that way. Then you should not say ignorance. Mode of ignorance. So, Ahankara in the mode of ignorance produces Panchamahabhutas. Ahankara in the mode of passion produces senses. Ahankara in the mode of goodness produces sense devatas. Because they come into existence through Prakruti alone, they are called the cause of Jiva action. They are dependent on Maya. Because the 24 elements are produced from Prakruti and they are called the cause of action. Just now we said Prakriti is the cause of action and they are the byproducts of Prakriti. Now they are that. चले गए आप? Sense devatas are produced from the same 24. They are not considered to be part of 24 elements. They are the devatas. They are also produced. They are the deities also produced along with the. Yes. उनके बिना काम नहीं होता है. Not possible. अभी बोल रहा हूँ ना, अभी लाइट के बिना कुछ लिख सकते हैं. लाइट के बिना कुछ होता नहीं. लाइट से जरूरत है. लाइट मीन देवता. सूर्यदेव. सूर्यदेव के बिना कुछ कर नहीं सकते हम इधर अंधेरा में. Especially you can't see anything. Suryadev directly seeing something. Seeing can do. He is the deity for eyes. However, though activity is being done by the body, but the bestower of the results of actions is the Supreme Lord alone. Thus it is said that the Jiva's enjoyment of the results of actions is dependent on the Supreme Lord alone. The wise know that the Lord is the cause of the enjoyment of the results of actions for the Jiva. Bhoktrutve. The Supreme Lord is the sanctioner of our enjoyment or misery in this material world. Then the question might come, how does the Jiva come in contact with the Maya? When did it start? कब कैसे हुआ था जीवा और प्रकृति का मिलन? प्रकृतिम पुरुषम चैव विद्धि अनादि उभाव अपि. कब आया हमको पता नहीं. अनादि काल से है संबंध है. कब हुआ हमको पता नहीं. कैसे हुआ भी पता नहीं चलेगा. विकारांश गुणाम चैव विद्धि प्रकृति संभवान. Next verse. This is from Bhagavad Gita. All of you must have remember. कार्या कारण कर्तृत्वे हेतु प्रकृतिरुच्यते. पुरुषा सुख दुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते. उपदृष्टा हनुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः. परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेस्मिन् पुरुषः परा. Know that both Prakriti and Jiva are without origin. And know that the gunas and its transformations are all arise from Prakriti. Thus, Prakriti is said to be the cause of the connection because of supplying the body, senses and sense devatas. Karya Karana Kartutva. Prakriti is said to be the cause of all our activities because it is Prakriti which is providing us the gross body, subtle body and the says Devatas. The Jiva is said to be the cause of the connection, being the enjoyer of happiness and distress. Jiva is identifying with this body as I am this. I am a human being. I am Pandu Santoju. I am born and brought up in Telangana. I am this, I am that. So Jiva is the cause of connection with the material body. And then finally, the Paramatma, who is the ultimate witness, who is situated very close to the Jivatma, in the core of the heart, who is merciful to Jivatma, who will support the Jivatma, who protects all the Jivas, is the provider of our experience of happiness and misery. So it's like that. So when Devoti heard this, just like all of you have so many questions, Devoti also had a question. हर क्वेश्चन ही थोड़ा डिटेल में बता दो, इतना बट इसे इतना क्रिप्टिकली मत बताओ, थोड़ा एलाबरेट करके बताओ ताकि आई विल अंडरस्टैंड इट प्रॉपर्ली. So like that. देहोतिर्वाशा देव प्रकृते पुरुषस्यापि लक्षणं पुरुषोत्तम ब्रूहि कारणयोरस्य सद असच्चा यदात्मकम्. Yes, someone read the translation. Louder. So here, Mala Devati is saying that, O Supreme Lord, O Purushottama, please tell me the characteristics of Prakriti and that of the Supreme Lord as the causes of the universe, which is composed of gross and subtle effects. So she's telling that, yeah, you spoke about Isvara, you spoke about Jiva, you spoke about Prakriti, and you also spoke about how Isvara looking upon Prakriti creates the material universes. And you also spoke about how by looking at Prakriti, Isvara impregnating Jivatma into the womb of Prakriti. As a result of that, Jivatma is getting a material body and identifying with the body. And then he says, I am the doer. Then he goes through the experience of happiness and misery. All these things are happening. For detail, mein bata do exactly it happens, all these things. That is the question. Describe more about the characteristics of Prakriti and Purusha. Devahuti inquires for more details about Prakriti and Purusha. They are the cause of the universe, which is composed of gross and subtle effects. She wants to know the meaning of this sentence in detail. Karya Karana Kartutve Karanam Prakriti Vidu. So she wants to know more details of this sentence. A Prakriti, how it becomes Karya Karana Kartutva, and how they all become the doers, how the Jiva remains Sakshi, and how all these things are happening, how Jiva is put into bondage, and when and how the Jiva can be liberated from this bondage. All these things I want to know in detail. So now the Lord is going to continue to explain about all these things. Any questions from devotees till now?
No problem.
Yes.
No problem.
Prakriti. Okay. Here I just the information के लिए कुछ प्रश्न कुछ श्लोकास from Bhagavad Gita. All of you know all these things. Arjuna also had the same question. Certain chapter. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetrajnameva Cha Etad Vedatum Ichchami Jnanam Nyayam Cha Keshava. So can you please tell about the Purusha Kshetra Jnanam Nyayam in detail? For which Lord answers. Idam Shariram Kraunteya Kshetram Miti Abhidiyate. This body is known as Kshetra, and the one who knows this body is the Kshetra is made up of 24 material elements. And Kshetrajna is the knower of the body. Just like a guest comes home, the home people are working very hard, and guest is observing, is seeing, is a witness for everything that is happening there. Is seeing somebody running to market and getting something, someone is running to shop getting something. Somebody running to dairy shop getting some milk and all. And inside the home, some ladies are cutting the vegetables and cooking all these things. You seeing? Is a witness. Same. So, idam shariram kaunteya. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetram idabidiyate. Etad yo veditam prahu kshetrajnam. The guest knows. He's seeing everything. So he is kshetrajna. The doer is kshetra. The family members are kshetra. Kshetrajnan chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Kshetra kshetrajnayor jnanam yatta jnanam matamama. He said that to Arjuna, kindly know that I am also there, the second kshetrajna. Every jivatma know about their own kshetra, but I know about all kshetras. He is sarva kshetrajna. So now next, the important thing is that kshetra kshetrajnayor jnanam yatta jnanam matamama. One who understands about kshetra and kshetrajna is in knowledge. So like that. Then later on, after some time again, Lord Krishna says, Iti kshetram tata jnanam nyayam choktam samasata mad bhakta etad vijnaya mad bhavaya upapadyate. My dear Arjuna, till now I have briefly described about what kshetra, who kshetrajna is, what do you mean by jnana, what is the jnaya, object of knowledge, samasata in summary. My devotee, understanding all these things, will attain my transcendental nature. That means he who knows about all these things, kshetra, kshetrajna, jnanam, jnayam, etc., will come to spiritual world and will attain my nature. That means they will attain sarupya mukti. Kshetra, kshetrajnayor evam antaram jnana chakshusha. By jnana chakshu, one understand the difference between kshetra and kshetrajna. Then what happens? Bhuta Prakruti Moksham Sha. E Vidur Yantite Param. Those who understand, they will be freed from the karma bandhan. Bhuta Prakruti Moksham. One is freed from the bondage of Prakruti. And then Ye Vidur Yantite Param. They will attain the Paraloka. Not they will go out of this Ihaloka and they attain Paraloka. These are different verses from chapter 13. The same thing is explained in detail in this chapter 26. Of course, this is from Bhagavad Gita. Now we are in Bhagavatam. Now Lord Kapila is responding. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Yattatri Gunam Avyaktam Nityam Sad Asadatmakam Pradhanam Prakritim Prahor Avishesham Visheshavat. Yeah, please. Lord Kapila is responding. Now, Prakriti has different names. Every name has a different definition. Prakriti is sometimes called as Avyakta because though having variety, it has a state of invisibility. It is Prakriti which transforms into the 24 elements whom we can see, but we can't see Prakriti. We say it is Prakriti. We say that Prakriti is there all over, but we can't see Prakriti. Though Prakriti is giving birth to so many objects which are visible to us, but Prakriti remains invisible. That's why she is called Avyakta. Okay. It has a state of invisibility when the three gunas are in balance. Prakriti remains completely invisible when three gunas are in balance. That means before Mahavishnu glanced upon Prakriti, Before that state, Prakriti is in avyakta state. After that, slowly Prakriti is producing Mahatattva, Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, which can be perceived. It is called Pradhana because manifesting variety, it is the best, being the shelter of all visible elements. Before Lord glanced, it is called Avyakta. When Lord is glancing, it is called Pradhana because from that everything is going to appear. Okay. It is called Prakruti because it is the very cause of all causes and effect. Prakriti means that Sanskrit meaning of Prakriti is Prakrishta Rupena Krityate iti Prakriti. Prakriti is that person which performs all the activities in a special way. Prakrishta Rupena Krityate iti Prakriti. So in that way. And it is also called Nitya. It is eternal. Prakriti is also as eternal as Paramatma and Jivatma. It is her another name. What are the qualities of Prakriti? Aggregate of the three gunas is called Avyakta, Pradhanam and Prakriti. What do you mean by Avyakta? Avyakta means the invisible means because it has an invisible state, though it still possesses particularity due to the balance of the three gunas. As long as Prakriti inside the body of Mahavishnu, everything is in balance, three modes are in balance. Even though she came out and from there before Mahavishnu glanced upon Prakriti, till then the balance is there. So in that balanced state, it is called Avyakta. Then Pradhana, the chief, because after the glance, he manifests variety. Because manifesting variety, it is the best among all partial forms, which are its effects. Being the shelter of particular elements like Mahatattva, etc. It is upon which Mahavishnu glances, which transforms and produces variety. It is called Pradhana. After producing varieties, it remains as it is. It also has its own identity and also produces variety. And that one is called Pradhana. And Prakriti, the original form, because she is the cause of all other causes and effects, such as Mahatattva, Ahankara, and senses, Panchamahabhutas. Being the very Sarupa of what follows, that's why she is called as Prakriti. Of course, there are synonyms also. And Nityam, it is eternal since it remains at the final cause even after universal destruction. So it is always there. That's why it is also called as Nitya. So these are the four different names for Prakriti. Prakriti, Nitya, Pradhana and Avyakta. It produces Mahatattva produces, Pradhana produces Mahatattva and Mahatattva produces Ahankara. So Mahatattva itself is an effect of Prakriti, but Mahatattva itself is a cause for Ahankara. That means there are so many causes and effects. The original cause is Pradhana. So in that way. So it is here, no? Not always. According to context, it has a different meaning. Cause and effect. So earth is cause of Matka. Matka is the effect. Result. But ultimately the original cause is Prakriti. Because it is the cause of all other secondary causes and secondary effects, such as Mahatattva, Ahankara, etc., etc., being the very Sarupa of what follows. Prakriti is energy. The personified form of Prakriti is Durga Devi. Same only, Baba. It's based on the different aspect, the different name is given. So, when Prakriti is in the body of Mahavishnu, she can be called as Avyakta. When Prakriti is standing in front of the eyes of Mahavishnu, when Mahavishnu is glancing upon her, she can be called as Pradhana. Afterwards, also she remains there. After producing 24 elements, she remains there. She can be called as Pradhana. But by combining these two, okay, she can be called Prakriti because it is Prakriti who was invisible, became visible in front of Mahavishnu. And by the glance of Mahavishnu, became the cause of Mahatattva. Who is the cause of Ahankara? Who is the cause of Panchamahabhutas? And that is Prakriti. In total, she is called Prakriti. Because she is the ultimate cause of everything. Avyakta. No. Yeah, when it is manifested in front of Mahavishnu, it is called Pradhana. By Mahavishnu's glance, it transforms into all the 24 elements. They are the byproducts. They are the different sub-assets. So in that way. But in any case, Prakriti also remains eternally as eternal as Paramatma. It is called Nitya. What is indescribable is called Pradhana. Since it is superior, it is also called Prakriti. Though consisting of 3 gunas, it is invisible, it becomes visible with gunas. When gunas are in imbalance, it is completely invisible. When the gunas becomes activated by Lord's glance, then there is the manifestation of Ahankara, all those things which are to some extent visible or perceivable. Jivatma, knowledge. No. When he is glancing Prakriti, he is impregnating Prakriti with Jivatma also. Jivatma is entering into his womb and then eventually will take birth. When he glances, that glance impregnates Prakriti with the Jivatma. What ignorance? Ignorance में है अभी ज्ञान लो और समझो ना. But you have to become self-realized ना one day. उसके लिए साधना है. When you become self-realized, you understand about all these things. You not understand, you will realize. Even without being self-realized, you can understand them. But you can realize only when you are self-realized. Right now, we are all Badaji condition only. But still we are trying to understand. Sir, no. We can understand, but we cannot realize as of now. Unless until we are self-realized. So don't worry. See, ignorance means we have forgotten our Swarupa. But every day we are hearing, because every sentence he says, you are not the body, you are soul, you are not the body. Ignorance. Still there is ignorance because we have theoretically we are hearing. You are not realized it. Till then ignorance will be there. Till the time we realize what we are hearing. Mama yonirmahat brahma tasmin garbham dadamyaham sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. Though it is composed of cause and effect, it is eternal. Cause is called pradhana and the effect is the universe. Though it is seen as temporary things such as the earth, means this object which is made up of earth element primarily, can only stay for 5 years. After 5 years, it has to be broken apart and it will disintegrate and merge back into earth. Though it is seen temporary things such as earth and has variety such as Mahatattva, it is also without variety when the condition of balanced gunas. When the condition of balanced room. Before Lord's glance, it has no variety. After Lord's glance, it has variety. So in that way. What possesses variety as substance after Lord's glance remains invisible before, without variety in another form. In Avyakta state, there is no variety. But after Lord's glance, it is manifesting so much variety. That is called Prakruti. Moola Prakriti Avikritir Mahadadya Prakritir Vikrutya Sapta Shodashakastu Vikarona Na Prakritir Na Vikriti Purusha. This is a verse from Sankhya Karika by Ishvara Krishna, the traditional Sankhya Yoga scripture, in which it is said that the Moola Prakriti remains unchanged. The transformations of Prakriti are 7. What are the 7? Mahatattva, Ahankara, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Prakriti remains separate and Purusha do not transform at all. So in total, there are 1 plus 1 plus 7 plus 16, 25 elements, 25 elements total. So the Supreme Lord is there. Prakriti is there. Prakriti transformations are 7. The transformations of Prakriti are 7, which further transform into 16. What are the 16? 5 gross elements and 11 senses. 5 karmendriyas, 5 jnanendriyas and mind. So Sankhya Karika deals with 25 elements and Bhagavad Sankhya deals with 28 elements. So what are missing here? Intelligence is missing, Kala is missing, and Paramatma is missing. Okay, Prakriti remains separate and Purusha do not transform. If you take Purusha to be Paramatma, then Jivatma is missing. If you take Purusha to be Jivatma, then Paramatma is missing. Jivatma also, Jivatma does not transform. So that is only some example. So basically, because Devahuti asked that I want to know more in detail about Prakriti. First of all, is defining what is Prakriti. Prakriti has 4 names and 4 names have 4 definitions. Sometimes Prakriti is called Avyakta. Sometimes Prakriti is called as Pradhana. Sometimes Prakriti is called as Prakriti only. Sometimes Prakriti is called as Nitya. 4 names are there. And then when Mahavishnu glances upon that Prakriti produces 24 elements, which are called as secondary causes and secondary effects. And Prakriti always remains the primary cause. So now, what are the 24 elements produced from Prakriti by the glance of Mahavishnu? Panchabir Brahma, Chatubir Dashabis Tata, Eta Chaturvimshatikam, Ganam Pradhanikam Viduhu. Yeah, please read. The aggregate elements, namely the 5 gross elements, internal knowledge, and the 5 out. When Mahavishnu glances upon Pradhana, Pradhana produces 24 elements. The 24 are listed here. The wise know that the products of Pradhana are enumerated as 5, 5, 4, and 10. Panchabi, Chaturbir, Dashabir. And all these are called as Brahman. Because till now we said that Prakriti is the original cause. But Prakriti is coming from where? कहाँ से प्रकृति उद्गम हो रहा है? Mahavishnu. That Mahavishnu called by some people as Brahman is called by Jnanis as Brahman. So Brahman is said to be the original source. The wise know what is produced from Pradhana, which are enumerated as 5, 5, and 14 to be worshipped as Brahman. The products are 5 gross elements, 5 tanmatras, 10 senses, and 4 antakarna. These are the 24 elements. The 10 senses include 5 gyanendriyas and 5 karmendriyas. So now, what are the 24 elements are indicated in the next? Mahabhutani panchaiva apo agnirmarudnava. Sorry. Bhurapognirmarutnava tanmatrani cha tatvani gandhadini matani cha matani me. Yeah. The previous verse said Panchabir, and then Chaturbir, Dashabir. All these things will be told. First Pancha over there. The 5 great elements are earth, water, fire, air, ether. And the sense subjects are also considered to be 5, starting with smell. The 5 great elements are earth, water, fire, ether. And 5 sense subjects are smell, taste, form, touch, and sound. Thus, okay. Out of 24, thus are introduced. Next, the 10 senses are introduced. Indriyani dashashrotram Tvagdrukrasananasika Vakkarau charanau medram Payurdarshama Uchata. So here, the 10 senses are introduced. Yes. That senses are 10. What are they? Shrotram, ears. Skin, eyes, tongue, nose. Tvag, drug, rasana, nasika. And then the 5 karmendriyas are voice, hands, feet, genital, and the 10th, the anus. The other 5 karmendriyas. So the other 10 senses, 5 jnanendriyas and 5 karmendriyas are indicated. Then, how many are remaining? 4 are remaining. 4 are mentioned in the next verse. Mano buddhir ahankara chittam iti antaratmakam chaturda lakshate vritya lakshana rupaya. Yeah. The internal sense organ, antar atmakam, is divided into 4. Chaturda Lakshate Bedo. Who are they? The mind, intelligence, ahankara, and chitta. Okay. Manbuddhi, ahankara, and chetana. These are considered to be antakarnas. Yes. Even though many times we may say that chitta is soul and all. Here, chitta is said to be 24th element, which is like any other element. So in that way, you have to see. Where it is compared to Chitta? Where? Hmm. See, different people have different way of explaining all these things. But what Lord Kapila had in his mind and how he is explaining will come to know in this chapter. So, since Mother Devahuti wanted to know more details about Prakruti, so she's telling Prakriti is there. She has got 4 names. And when Lord glances, she produces all these 24 elements. What are the 24 elements? Panchabir, Dashakam, Chaturthibir. So what are these 10 and what are these 7? What are these 4? Everything is explained now in the coming verses. The 7 are defined. The 7 are defined in the sense Mahatattva, Ahankara, and their transformations are 16. They are also defined. So, but in any case, the 24 elements which are produced from Prakriti are very nicely defined with respect to their activities, their qualities, and their natures, and then finally their characters, so that we are not confused about any of them. The rest of the chapter is all about explanation of the 24 elements. The 4 Antaratmaka mean the 4 Antakaranas, Manbuddhi, Ahankara, Chitta. The internal sense organs. They are distinguished by separate functions. That's what I am saying. Please don't ask. The next sloka onwards is explaining everything in detail. When you come there, we'll understand. This chapter is a very big chapter. 80 slokas are there. Be patient. We'll get to know everything. So, any questions till now? Devotees online? What?
No,
Chitta is Chitta and mind is mind, intelligence, Buddhi is Buddhi. Is this one. Lakshana Rupaya Vritya. They are distinguished by separate functions. Every element has their own roles and responsibilities, their own duties, their own activities, their own qualities, their own characteristics. You understand them, then you understand the distinction. Function. How Lord Kapila is going to talk about all those. We need to read this chapter systematically, then you will get all that information. Okay, what is the time now, Roji? We will do till the 18th verse. So 24 elements are introduced. 3 elements are introduced in the beginning. Isvara, Prakruti and Jiva. 24 plus 3, 27 हो गया. But एक चीज miss हो रहा है. Kala. And Kala is mentioned in the next 3 verses. We'll see Kala and then we'll stop for today. And tomorrow we'll discuss, in the next class we'll discuss all the 24 elements in detail. What is Mahatattva? What is Ahankara? What is Buddhi? What is Manas? Etc. Etavaneva Sankyato Brahmanasa Gunasyaha Tannivesho Mayo Aprokto Yakkala Pamchavimshaka. Someone read the translation. Now the time is 25th element and is being introduced. What I have described as the situation of Brahman as the material world, of which time is the 25th element, has thus been enumerated. It is basically Mahavishnu, by glancing upon Prakruti, produced 24 elements. And Mahavishnu himself is Purusha. And Mahavishnu glancing upon Prakriti, who is made up of 3 gunas. Through that glance, Mahavishnu is impregnating Prakriti with Jivatmas. So Mahavishnu Isvara हो गया, जीवात्मा हो गया, प्रकृति हो गया, प्रकृति का बाय प्रोडक्ट 24 elements हो गया. But by the combination of these 24 elements, the material universe is formed. And उसमें और एक element है, उसका नाम है काला. That kala is considered to be the 26th element. The 26th is Prakriti, 27th is Jiva, 28th is Isvara. Sa gunasya means of the material world starting with Mahatattva. Time is described in 2 ways. It is the 25th element and a particular condition of Prakriti. Kal ka 2 lakshana hai. The next 2 slokas talk about those 2 qualities of Kala. First quality. Prabhavam Purusham Praho Kalam Ekeyato Bayam Ahankara Vimudasya Kartuhu Prakritim Iyushaha. Yeah, quick. Time is said to be the Lord's power. Kalam Praho Paurusham Prabhavam. Paurusha means Purusha. उनका किसका? महाविष्णु का. महाविष्णु का प्रभाव का नाम है काल. The spiritual potency of the Supreme Lord is known as Kala or Kala Bhairava. Sadashiva. 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 Kala is Kala Bhairava. Kala Bhairava is Sadashiva. By which fear arises in the Jiva having contacted Prakriti and being bewildered by ego. Ahankara Vimudasya. What do you mean by that? There are 2 qualities of time. One is instigator of the fear in the Jiva. Second one is agitator of the gunas of Prakriti. That comes in the next verse. But in any case, time is called the power of the Supreme Lord from which the Jiva's fear arises. Time is described as the instigator of Jiva. So what do you mean by instigating fear? Yes or no? It is because of passing of the time only we are afraid. 50 साल निकल गया, 17 साल निकल गया, 80 साल निकल गया, अभी क्या बचा है? कुछ बचा नहीं. There is fear. Even not only that, even when you get up in the morning, by the time we realize it's already 6 a.m. गेम हो गया, अभी तक माला शुरू नहीं किया, क्या होगा? अभी दिन भर करते रहने का, रात को 10 बजे हो जाएगा. So there is a fear. क्या हो रहा है, कैसे, और कुछ हुआ नहीं अभी तक. So like that. जीवन का और दिन में भी there is a fear always. So that fear is created by Kala, the passage of time. That is the first quality of time. The second quality of time is by instigating the 3 modes of material nature, Kala produces 24 elements. Prakriter guna samyasya nirvisheshasya manavi chestayata sa bhagavan Kala iti upalakshitaha. Yeah, someone did that. Second quality of time. O Mother Devahuti, the powerful time is described as that which produces agitation in Prakriti. Yata Prakriti Cheshta, which was previously in a state of equilibrium by the gunas without distinction. So basically, time is the entity which agitates the 3 gunas which are in equilibrium state. So the agitation produces 24 metal elements. This is the second quality of time. This was described as the This in this verse, time is described as the instigator of Prakriti. So ये तो हमने discuss किया था शुरुआत में. How did it is? So some notes are there about time. Time to be karma sachiva or time to be daiva sachiva. You people can read through the notes. The rights are already shared with you. Thus the time has two characteristics. One is instigator of fear in Jiva. Second one is agitator of the gunas in Prakriti. So this is a reference from second canto 5th chapter. Kalat guna vetikara parinama swabhavata karmano janma mahata purusha dishtita dabodh. The gunas of Prakriti are agitated from a state of equilibrium by time. They are transformed into another form by swabhava. The Mahatattva appears by karma of all jivas. All this is under the direction of the Supreme Lord. When Mahavishnu glances upon Prakriti, that glance carries Kala, Karma, Swabhava, and Jiva. Jiva is only witness. Then Kala, Karma, Swabhava, all these three will interact with Prakriti. Prakriti contains three modes in equilibrium state. So when there is a reaction between Kala, Karma, Swabhava, and three gunas, which are in equilibrium state, the three gunas becomes activated. They become agitated. From the agitation, there comes mode of goodness, which is Mahatattva. Then mode of passion, which is Sutattva. Then mode of ignorance, which is Ahankara. Then from the Ahankara comes all the other elements. So this is how the time, which is considered the 25th element, has two activities to perform. One is to agitate Prakriti or to agitate the Prakriti three gunas and to create fear in the Jiva. As long as Jiva identifies with this body, there is fear. We become fearless only when we realize we are Jivatma, an Amsha of Paramatma. Till then we are subjected to fear somehow or other because of something or the other thing. Fear तो हो ही रहेगा तब तक. So then what is happening? That there are three gunas. When Lord glanced, that glance brought Kala, Karma, Swabhava. First, Kala interacts with the Prakriti. Three gunas are agitated. Then what it says? They are transformed into another state by Swabhava. First, Kala interacted, they are agitated. Then Swabhava interacting, they are transformed. They are like kind of, they change their color. Okay, then Mahatattva appears by the karmas of the jivas. Then karma interacts with the transformed three gunas. Then they produce Mahatattva. So like that. It's basically that these three are interacting with these three. As a result, Mahatattva is produced. What is happening in between? The three stages are indicated. First agitation, then transformation, then production. जीवा नहीं, जीवा का नेचर है. Everyone has a different nature. That is called Swabhava. Our individual nature, our individual vasanas and value systems, they are called Swabhava. Karma and Swabhava are with the Jiva at the time of annihilation. So the last verse for today's discussion, 18th verse. Antaha Purusha Rupena Kala Rupena Yobahi Samanveti Esha Bhagavan Atma Mayaya. Is the translation? He who, by his own energy, exists internally as Antaryami and externally as time for all beings is the Supreme Lord. The same Mahavishnu is situated in the core of our heart as Antaryami or Paramatma. He is situated in front of our eyes as Kala. The Paramatma inside the heart and Kala outside our body is none different from same Mahavishnu. The same Lord manifested as Paramatma and also manifested as Kala. That's all. Internally, the Lord exists without change, continuously as the controller in the form of Antaryami. Externally, he exists as the controller in the form of time. Both are controllers only. That is his nature, is to control. Entra Rurani Maya. So like that. So thus, in this way, there are 24 products of Prakruti, Panchapir, Dashabir, Chaturbir. Adding time, Jiva, Prakruti, and Lord to this, there are 28 items in total. Now, in describing the characteristics of the elements, first the primordial quality previous to the appearance of Chitta is described. Basically, Mahatattva onwards will be described. So till now, Lord Kapila talked about Isvara, talked about Prakruti, talked about Jiva, and also talked about Kala. 4 discussion ho gaya. 24 discussion remaining. So we will discuss about them in the next class. Huh? I am not sure. But anyway, any questions from the devotees online? The closing of our class?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, can you just explain the difference between Chitta and soul? Because
No, one second. We have heard about.
I can't hear, Prabhuji.
We have heard about soul. Soul is
Yeah.
Jivatma.
Yeah.
And we have not heard about Chitta. We will discuss about Chitta elaborately in our next class.
Okay,
Then-
okay, Prabhuji. Hello? Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Other devotees? Anyone else have any question? Okay. If there are no questions, we'll stop here. And next week, we'll continue with our discussion. Starting with